I move the big fella so rarely, I thought this momentous occasion should be recorded. We'll see how it goes. I'm going to try to jockey this over a little bit. The problem is the neighbor's got a trailer that's going to make it a little tricky on that side, and I got to use my mirrors on this side. But I used to back up much bigger trucks. I spent about 17,000 hours backing up trucks that were 26 feet wide, 50 feet long, and 25 feet tall. So this should be easy, and it'll make great content when I bend the cab on that tree. Change of plans. This is now going to be Will It Run, Ranwin Park, abandoned. It's acting like it's out of gas. I'm hearing the electric fuel pump making some noise. I don't remember for sure, but it shouldn't be out of gas, but I don't have a lock-in gas cap, so we'll take a look. What was supposed to happen was you're supposed to be impressed with the cold start. It's not really a cold start here because it's early in the morning and it's already 100. Well, okay then. I am absent-minded, and I do know that I didn't have that much fuel in there. However, I'm going to go get some fuel and probably a lock-in gas cap. I would think it'd be pretty hard, though, to get it completely drained down to zero. So, I don't know. To be continued. To illustrate the difficulty with both getting something done and filming it, Puddin of Puddin's Fab Shop suggested, film an oil change. Just, try it, see how long it takes you, see what the challenges are and so forth. And I kind of intended to do exactly that. I decided to just film my truck moving because it never moves, and then there were some gas issues and it snowballed a little bit, not really very much, but it ended up being about a total of 35 minutes of film with, I don't know, maybe 10 different clips, which I then edited down and sped up while I'm walking and this and that and the other thing, and eventually I ended up with a 12-minute bit and a 3-minute bit. There was a corruption in there and it just wouldn't do it. So I started breaking up into smaller pieces. I got more room on my phone and tried at 6-minute intervals. That still didn't work. So finally I was cutting it down to 3-minute intervals, and there was one particular section that was just problematic. I don't know what was wrong with it. I ended up redoing that. So I ended up with 4 3-minute segments and then a 5th 3-minute segment. As I was doing duplicate previous so that I can then pare down, somehow or another I renamed instead of duplicate and name. So I had to redo the 4th portion as well. And it's been about 3 days of editing, trying to get to the full length, roughly 16, 17-minute video. So enjoy your picture show, boys. Pro tip, whenever filling up a used gas can for the first time, always bring 2, because that one you found by the side of the road might have been abandoned because it leaked. Same with donated fuel cans. They're not supposed to even sell them at thrift stores because it's dangerous. But I bought both of these for under $5, which is less than I could buy a spout, which is why I bought these small cans. So we'll see if the cans actually hold fuel. And if they don't, at least I got some spouts out of the deal. All right, back with some gas. Well, this is why you always try out your gas can before you're going to need it. So the other one has got a nice vent, old-fashioned spout. This one, with this part, was rattling around inside the can because it came off. Somebody, I think, had tried to modify it so that they didn't have to have the safety feature, but nothing comes out of this, and I'm not sure why. So I'm going to puzzle on that, but probably I'll just pour this into the other can and call it a day. Well, never mind. That was my bad. When you have this in this way, that's to keep it from leaking. And I didn't take that out. Lesson learned. All right, I'm going to go key the switch and get some fuel up to the carburetor and see if that was for sure the problem, and I think it was. Probably don't want to burn down the shop that I don't have, so I'll put this back on. I was optimistic that I was going to drive, so I moved the chair. Back to that optimism. Well, the choke's not hooked up, but it's Arizona, it's 100 degrees. I shouldn't need it, but maybe I do. Okay, this literally ran when parked, when I parked it right there. 10 days ago, when I was working on getting the beehive out of that bee and I needed to build that little scaffold of sorts. That pump sounds noisier than it ought to be, but this was supposed to be just a quick move while the neighbors weren't kind of in the way and I wouldn't have to disturb them. So this might be something for another day. Okay, new idea. I was going to take the fuel line off and get it lower so the gravity's on our side because I think that fuel pump has lost its prime. But I remember in the past I've tried just putting some compressed air in the tank to force it into the pump. The problem is the little pancake compressor is over there. The extension cord only goes so far, and then there's hose, and I got to go find air gun. But that's probably simpler, assuming I can resolve the above. So we're going to try that. If that doesn't work, we are going to try to see if we can get a little gravity assist. Well, I did find it. It's set up for a quick connect. But because that little pancake compressor struggled so much, I couldn't have any and even the slightest leak. So I've Teflon taped the tire chuck permanently. Well, it's not permanently, but I mean, I can't quick release this. So now I got to take that off and take that off. And eventually it'll work. When I was looking for that, though, for no particular reason, I found this in my air tools drawer. So I got a better one that isn't two-piece and isn't obstructed. And we now interrupt our programming because it's hot. And the phone overheated, so I had to go put it in the freezer for a bit. And while that was happening, I figured I'd fill up this tire because it's a little low. This thing's got enough torque to drive on a flat tire if necessary. Probably not a good idea since, some cracking. These are, 40-year-old tires probably. On the worst kind of split rims. But anyway, they got 40 pounds in them, and I couldn't get that little pancake compressor to put any in. And then I realized I hadn't actually dialed in the air regulator. I was trying to put 0 pounds in. These take 70 pounds, and the front ones take 100 to 110. But that looks pretty bad. I think I'll probably put some air in there. Now, normally, I don't really refilm things because I think it ends up being, I don't know, it just rings inauthentic. And I hate the way I sound when I'm doing a reenactment. Well, now I can't do the reenactment exactly because, oh, there it is. There's my, all right. So I definitely got some, I don't know how much, but I got some fuel up to the carb. And the way you do this, well, it didn't occur to me, maybe I can't do this with one hand, but I sort of can. You're just going to put this anywhere in the edge, and then I'm going to put my hand over it like that so that I can seal it off as best I can. Now, you're not going to get a perfect seal, but you're going to get more than enough positive pressure in there that it's going to force fuel down into the fuel pump. I had an old farmer teach me this trick when I was had run out of diesel in a Mercedes by the side of the road, and the little built-in pumpy pump thing what didn't seem to be getting the job done. This is going to be my one-handed version, and even with even less of a seal, I can feel that back pressure. And when I did it, I had the fuel pump running as well. So anyway, I think my fuel issue is sort of okay. My intuition about the distance from that tank to the little pancake compressor was correct, because I barely had enough hose, and I only got there. I could have gone under, but I didn't want to mess up my button down. But I barely made it to the destination. Otherwise, I'd have to get the truck running, move the truck closer to the compressor. Well, I suppose I could move the compressor. I am so confident that that is going to start that I move the chair and close the hood, and here we go. Yeah. That's probably going to be my way. And it was at that moment that it would have been nice to know that he had messed up. Didn't notice that I'd run over it. Not once, but twice. I'm always forgetting something. This is medicated. But I already knew that I needed to move that concrete block back there. That wasn't there for any strategic reasons. That's just... It was at this moment that he had an opportunity to realize that he'd messed up. Actually, I still hadn't noticed. I was talking in this little clip about the concrete block. The vise that I had just run over is right over there, and I didn't notice where it happened to be. So the object is to try to crank this in a little bit. I'm probably going to take that limb off. Well, I'll be back. What we're trying to do is straighten this out a little bit and eventually get it all the way back against the fence so it hides a little bit of the workshop, which is really just a junk catch-all at the moment. And then, but we're going to try to tuck it in as close as we can, tight to that tree. So I'm having to sneak it past. It's actually not even the neighbor's trailer, it's the neighbor's friend's trailer. And I was going to use my truck to move the trailer slightly, but my actual neighbor's trailer and his truck's on the other side of this trailer. So I'm just going to clear that by an inch or two and just get it as close as I can. Just trying to, mostly I'm trying to get it back towards the fence a little bit more. But the vise was the issue. I still didn't know that's what I had done. This is new. Big red glowing idiot light. I don't remember that being there. Then I realized I'm wearing a red shirt and it's just reflecting on the wiper button. But out of the corner of my eye, I'm like, what's the red light? Well, that's pretty dumb. I was filming a short about that vise yesterday. I had it on the edge of this truck, and all that maneuvering, it obviously fell off and got run over, which can't possibly be good for 40-year-old, I don't know what these are, 11-ply tires or something. Anyway, that was kind of dumb. The plan is to just sneak right next to this table and get all the way to the fence. But the angle I'm coming in at today, that's not going to be possible. I kind of want to leave this table as a work table because really all it's doing is making this space usable that wasn't because of the hitch on the workshop there. I love this table because I can pretend that I tigged that. I've never tigged anything, but somebody did really beautiful work making this table. All right, take two. I got it back at a little bit different angle and I got it 3 or 4 feet, but I had to pull it forward. Let's see if we can get it back 10 feet. Well, that's as far as I can go for now. Even if I cut those branches, because I'm going to be running into that trunk. So that trailer definitely needs to move, because I'm as tucked in next to that trailer as I can be. Let's see. So the plan was to move that trailer up about 2 feet, and if I do that and move the truck over a couple of feet, I can definitely get back to that fence.